and welcome to episode 25. 25, can you believe it, of the Being Ewethful vlog. I am Kim Beegler. I am the owner of Ewethful Fiber Mill, and I am sitting here in Halsey, Oregon today at the mill. And welcome back if you've been watching. Welcome if you're new. So there's gonna be a lot of woolly talk, a lot of like woolly talk. Because I'm knee deep in wool right now, in the raw form especially. So the last 2 weeks we've just been cruising, which is nice. It's cold, you can see I've got, and before I forget, I have worn this before, but I realize that a lot of people don't go back and start from the beginning, especially once you hit a certain amount of podcasts. I will admit I can't always make it back to the beginning when I find new podcasts, so I'll go back one or two and then be done with it. So anyway, this is out of hand spun yarn. I'm going to show you the little accents underneath. So when you flip it, it has a rim to it, and then it's got color underneath. This is all hand spun Shetland, and it is the Kate Davies Keith Moon sweater. So I had such a fun time knitting it. I think it's absolutely beautiful. It was my first kind of a yoke sweater that I'd done before. Oh, loved it. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. Sorry. Train, of course. Anyway, there's that. I'll put a link. I'll put notes down below so you don't forget. What else has happened? Not a whole lot. I've been working. Mitch has been working on projects and working on the farm. We found a friend for Ethel, our cat. After much ado, I found this, well, she turned out to be a kitten. The shelter said she was 2, and then I got her home and I was like, I'm going, she's 8 to 10 months. Her name is Tabitha. After a week, she has a name officially, and thank you to everybody who helped online. We have a lot of animals coming up with names. So anyway, Tabitha is her name. We decided on it last night. She is gray with she has little very light tabby markings, looks kind of like a Russian blue. She is really fitting into the family well. It's a lot to come into our household because we do have Ethel the cat, who is the biggest pill of all. And we have our 2 small terriers, and the big dog she won't meet, but she sees them through the den door. So it's a lot to move into, and she's just been a champ about it. So we're excited to have her in the family, and I'll put a picture of her. She is making knitting a little more challenging. As many of you know who have brought younger cats into the house, I had to make sure all yarn was away, and balls aren't just sitting out anywhere, or strands or anything like that. And then she did discover yarn when I was knitting the other night. So spinning and knitting have been a little low this week as we transition with her. But shop day coming up this Saturday, actually November 20th already. I think we're a week early. Usually I do it once a month, but with the holidays I'm trying to steer away from being super in the mix of the holidays. So this Saturday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Mill shop will be open. There will be a table for everybody to sit and make at, and I hope to see some of you there. I think that's it. Sorry, I have a cat in my lap. I don't know if you guys have seen Wish, but she may present herself. Here she is. You've seen her on podcasts. I just sat down and she just figured it out. So now she's going to be in my lap. I always have a chair to the side for her. Okay, farm stuff. What's going on the Ewethful farm? We had shearing day. Super exciting. Sunday we had shearing. My shear is from over the mountain. She is from Prineville, and she came over, and it was perfect timing. Kind of had to time it between rainstorms and not being too snowy and things like that on the mountains. So she made it. It was actually a really warm day, which is nice. I'm gonna kick her off because her nails are very long, and she's okay. Anyway, everything went smooth as butter, and I have a little video the night before because we put them in kind of late afternoon the day before, and then that way they are not full of food because they kind of get moved around a lot. You don't want them to bloat, basically, for their stomach to bloat, which can kill them. So everything went nice and smooth. She came in the early afternoon. The lambs were a little bit of pills because they've never been shorn before. can't blame them. All of a sudden somebody's handling them and moving them in all sorts of directions and taking their beautiful blanket off. So, but it all went smooth. We did 2 of our older ewes too, and I kind of talk about that at various points throughout the vlog. So you'll get to see them on the mill tour, and I have got a couple videos of shearing that I'm going to show at the end, probably after we do the mill tour. I'll have some of the shearing videos so you can see. I have a couple just full length, one sheep, and our goat Cuttlebug got shorn too, and so you can kind of see. And Cuttlebug, I don't think I've ever actually watched him be shorn, but she put him on his side and that was it. She didn't have to hold him, so notice that when you're watching. Anyway, everything went great, and the sheep are adjusting now. So when sheep get shorn, it takes just a couple of days for them to kind of get a little barrier of wool back on. And you'll see when I do the farm tour, they actually have a little bit of wool on them still. So as these temperatures get colder, they can acclimate very quickly to the cold weather. We also move them into a pasture where they get blocked from a lot of the north wind that brings in the really cold temperatures. And we also brought in some straw, and they've got a covered shelter, so they have ways to keep warm in their little interim period. But we're already at day 2, day 3, so they're ready for some colder weather, and their fiber is beautiful, and you'll see some of it later on. So yesterday the farrier came for June. Otherwise things are just kicking it. We've got some extra roosters on the farm. You'll probably hear some of them again. And without further ado, let's go check out what's going on at the Ewethful farm this week. I'll be right back. Hi guys, it's farm tour time. I was gonna do this tomorrow, but it's so nice out right now that I thought, let's get her done. And Cash and Elsie are waiting. I don't think you can see them, but they're waiting in the back of the truck for me. But all the leaves are gone, you can actually see behind our property. So, time to see some. The chickens are gonna run, of course. But you can see the sheep are over in this pasture right now. Mitch is redoing fencing, one of his winter projects, hopefully for the last time that he'll ever have to redo fencing on this property at least. And so the sheep are over in this pasture while nothing really, while he's working. And let's see, here is Taraji, and Taraji, there's Patrick. Remember, Patrick was born solid black. There he is after shearing. And you can see Alexis out in the distance there, the white one. So we'll walk down and hopefully we can get them to come up and say hi. We should be able to. And the chickens are all gonna start collecting, but everybody else is out. It's chilly today though. I think it's about 45 right now. Well, it's kind of the high, I think, for today. And you can see everybody chickens starting to congregate. There's somebody with her wool on still. And it is funny that sheep don't necessarily recognize each other after shearing. So there's a lot of screaming that went on post-shearing as the babies were waiting for their moms. And then for some of them, here's Handsome. Hi, Handsome. What you doing, Patrick? You can see pretty well there the length of his wool. And I got a lot of chickens waiting, so I better... And they're running over there for no reason because the gate's shut, but... Alright, let's get some chickens eating here without me stepping on them and without... Here's some of the white pretty roos that I'm hoping we're gonna move some roosters on. I'm just kind of waiting to see. A lot of times roosters, well, one of them I think is already starting to be a little bit jerky. Definitely to the other hens. But this guy, a lot of times they don't get to be real jerks till they're like a year. So it's gonna be a wait and see. You can see they're all waiting for their food. Really, we're just down here to pull some eggs because I'm still getting quite a few eggs. and not let me fall as I walk backwards. So everybody there is happy as a clam. And let's go say hi, because a few of these guys are up here. Hi guys! So we'll see if they'll come and say hi to us. You can see Johnny is right there. I think if we go in, they'll come up. We know Andy will. Andy always comes. Oops, sorry guys. Uh-oh. Got some testy hens. So, here they come. Lots of babies. Hi guys, there's Alexis. And you can see she's already got some nice wool on her. Hi baby girl. Like, trying. Okay, let's make sure I'm recording. So, here they all are. There's Roland, whose wool's in the washing machine. Alexis. She was very Alexis-y during shearing. Oh my goodness, and right now she's all up in my business where you guys can't see. Here comes Andy. Always. So Andy didn't get shorn. This will be the first time in a long time. I haven't shorn him twice a year. But he's not putting out, his fiber doesn't get quite as long. You can see the sheep in the back. She's got some food stuck. And that's Patrick there. So he was black when he was born. Let me show you how nice they look. So they still have a nice little wool sweater on. And behind him is David Rose. And David Rose is the one that is black and white. His fiber was really spotted. So you can see him underneath. And as Corey said when she was shearing them, this is like the brightest they're gonna be. And their lamb fleeces are always, my goodness, sorry, Alexis is here in my face, literally. So that's where we're at with the sheepies. Everybody is out grazing because it's such a nice day, which hasn't been happening so much. You can see the alpaca are up top. Cuddlebug staring at me. June's up top. The chickens are behaving. Nigel is not. I can tell you he just came from sneaking into the chicken coop to eat chicken food. Stinker. And now he's eating poop. So that's great. Anyway, we'll go over, but I don't think anyone's going to come near us because I don't really want to disturb anybody because it's such a nice day that they're all being good and being out. So we'll go pop in and see if there's any eggs for us because we are getting some new eggs nowadays. And I guess that's it for the farm tour. Let's go pop inside and see what we've got. I just have to show you this guy because he's so beautiful and I so want him to not be a rooster. And he so is a rooster. And you can see here's little poof heads here. These guys are older hens. Anyway, okay, sorry. I just wanted to see. There's my turning into a turdy rooster. At least the ladies don't like him. And I'm gonna film this because I just came around the corner and look at what's down here. My husband and father-in-law. Mitch said he was going to work today. His dad was picking him up and I said, oh, what are you guys working on? He said, oh, nothing really. You'll probably see when you get home. What? How exciting is this? This means she's running. So for those of you that have been following along, I got this during the summer and she's needed quite a bit of work. We got it from a local farmer and I'm pretty excited to see her here. So Nigel got to sneak in. I'm gonna have to text my husband in a minute, track him down, and I think that's new. Anyway, I won't make you guys go through the whole truck with me, but I'm pretty excited to see her. Yay! Best husband and father-in-law girl could have asked for. All right, let's grab some eggs, and then I'm gonna be done with the farm tour so I can go check out my truck. So there, we've got a few. 3 eggs, not bad considering it's some odd degrees. And I'm guessing, yeah, that's a baby egg. And you can see it's a little shiny. And I think that's because we had a broken egg in there. Stinker, so I'll have to clean that out. But that's one of my newer eggs, one of my newer layers. So yay! Okay, guys, thanks for joining me. We'll take it out with, oh, look, I didn't even see that. That's where my electric chicken door is going, so I don't have to wake up so much in the morning. It'll open and shut automatically for them, which is amazing. Okay, you guys, there's so much excitement in here now. I really do have to go. Okay, thanks for watching. See you on the other side. Okay. Hope that was fun. You can see the lambs are pretty small still. I mean, they're not even that much smaller than the ewes that are shorn. And I asked my shearer, what do you think? I am horrible at gauging size. She said generally they're 40 to 50 pounds at this point in their life. So, you know, smaller than our dogs, really. Smaller than one of our dogs, at least. So anyway, I'll show you some video. We'll go back and see the wool that came off of them. And Corey also brought me more wool. So my anxiety level went up again after I had just organized it all. Now I have all the Shetland wool, and I have, Corey brought me more border luster for our Prineville yarn, and she also brought me, for everybody who had a chance, that was in Fiber Club, that had a chance to spin that East Frisian wool, the dairy sheep wool. Actually, I don't even know if I've talked about it, but I'm gonna talk about it right now. No, I'm not. Yeah, we talked about it. I'm talking about a different wool now. Anyway, she brought me the last of her East Frisian for this year. So there will be more roving, most likely just roving, coming in that East Frisian. We'll see how I feel. All right, let's talk about what I've been working on. I told you about the kittens. So first off, spinning. I think I mentioned this last time when I talked about my wheel, but I thought I'd bring it in because I do have this bobbin done. And I'm like 2/3 of the way done with the other bobbin, and I plan to work on it on Saturday when the mill shop is open. So, and this is this is actually a part of the lamb fleece of our old ram Ernie, I believe. I didn't even know I had it. It was like tucked away in my stash. So I have enough that I should get, I think I had like 6 ounces. So I'll make something pretty with this. I'm very excited. I was so excited to find it, and it was a dream. And it actually, you could see my spinning is really nice. And I'm not saying that because I'm like, ooh, my spinning is really nice, but a good wheel can help. Okay, so we're doing that. I haven't done that with the kitten in the house, so we'll see how it goes. Socks, we are progressing. So here we are, our 2 at a time. I have my holiday stitch markers on there, and I will be sure to mention where they came from. I got them last year. They're so cute. And I know she still has some online, so in her Etsy shop. So I will be sure to put a link to that. So here's my socks. So we have made some progress. I am on the gusset still, but cruising along now. I have to get it down to, I think, 60 stitches, and then we finish. So the front, we're still working the lace pattern, which has just become commonplace now. It's a very easy lace pattern. And then the back we're doing, or you know, on the sides we're doing decreases so we can go down. So I am making some progress. And I'll have in the show notes the sock pattern and everything, as always. Other thing, my sweater, and this is really, okay. I did go out to breakfast with a friend, and she was like, what about that one shawl that you picked up? Well, it's still sitting out, so we'll get back to it. I did make a big chunk of progress, and I'll get back to it. I will, I promise. But other than that, that's the only other thing on the needles. So sweater, we're still working on our second sleeve, but I have made progress. I'm through the short rows on the shoulder here, and now we'll start doing some decreases down, but making good progress, and we still have that huge cuff. Here's one thing I was thinking. So this was a yoke sweater, which if you never knit one, it's my favorite, I think, way to do sleeves. This, the pattern actually does it so you can do it almost seamless or with seams. And I went almost seamless in both the patterns I've done from this book. But now I'm starting to think, I really hate picking up stitches. So maybe it's time for me to get back to a sweater where I seam. And by, you know, like I'm going to seam on the sleeves instead of picking up stitches to do them. You guys, I hate picking up stitches. It's the reality. I think it's not, and I just like hem and haw about having to do it. I just don't enjoy doing it. So I think my next sweater I'm going to do seamed, and I'm sure I'll probably find something to be annoyed with about that. But I'm really happy with how this is turning out. So I'm glad I kept it on the needles. That's all I'm working on at home. I'm always working on something. But okay, so it's time for what's going on at the mill. Okay, so what's going on at the mill? Let's talk about it. So I'm working on clubs. I'm working on the pattern that I mentioned in the last thing. I think I've mentioned it before, but so we're working on, it's a shawlette that Wendy Sullivan, who I met through the shop, she did the pattern for it. We sent it out to tech editing. I've made all the edits on it, got some pictures. It is headed to my designer who does my website and everything for her to make the actual pattern itself look pretty on paper, and then it will go out. And I actually sent it to a friend today who is going to test knit it, and I'm about to cast it on myself, so I won't be able to show you that because I want it to be exciting, but I'm super excited about it. We took some pictures today and they turned out nice. So working on that, working on clubs. So let me and I am washing and skirting. So I'm going to have some videos in a few minutes here of more wool that came in, and some of the Shetland wool, so you get to see it fresh off the sheep. And I have to tell you, when it comes off the sheep and you go, you know, basically while the shearing, Mitch was pulling sheep for her so that she, because you don't want the shearer to have to do more than really shear the sheep. And she also trims feet for us because if they're there, I don't mind not trimming feet occasionally. So Mitch is in the stall pulling sheep for her to hand to her, so they're just right there for her, and then he helps shuffle them out the door for her, and I am watching because I'm really good at watching, and pulling the fleece up and getting it out of her way, and then sweeping up so that the next sheep can come up. So when the wool comes off the sheep and I go to collect it and put it in a bag, it's so warm, you guys. It's just so warm. It's nice. So anyway, clubs. Yarn Club is coming up here pretty quick. December is Yarn Club, and of course Monthly Fiber Club. There are spots in both, so if you are interested, go check it out in our online shop. Fiber Club is monthly and Yarn Club is quarterly, and that's it. All the info's on the website. So this last November's Fiber Club was a Corriedale cross. So I'll show you some of the wool. It is heavenly. I've heard from everybody who got it and they're like, holy heaven on earth. So there it is, and you can notice it has a pretty nice luster to it, and by that I mean shine, and it's got a nice beautiful bounce to it, and it is next to skin, no doubt about it. So it's Corriedale, Rambouillet, and Romney. Basically, you couldn't ask for much better in a cross there. And this is how it looks. Beautiful. Absolutely. Next to skin, stunning, stunning, stunning. I'm excited. I'm hoping somebody comes that has some of it spun, because I only got to spin a very small sample of it. At this exact moment, there are 2 balls up online under November Fiber Club. 3.5 ounces. And it'll probably go fast. So there you go. That's what I've been working on there. I think that's it. I think I'm gonna let you guys go take a tour of the mill, see what I'm working on. We'll go home and I'll show you some wool stash stuff, and then we'll circle back and I'll say, woohoo, have a good Thanksgiving. But I'm not gonna say it now because that would be crazy. I'll circle back and say it in a few minutes. So enjoy seeing wool on wool on wool on wool. Hi you guys, it's a whole new day. Can you tell by my outfit? I was editing and I realized I didn't really introduce the shearing part of the videos that are coming up. So there's the mill, and then there's some shearing videos, and I just wanted to let you know that they were coming, and kind of just notice, if you will. Something I really appreciate about Corey is how gently she handles the animals, and you'll notice, and there are times that the lamb kind of gets wiggly and she has to wait and readjust and do things like that, but in general, when she's shearing, her hands are so light on the animals. It really is impressive, and Corey's been shearing for a long time, and watching her handle the animals and understand how to handle the animals so gently while doing something that is kind of a big deal for them, it's really cool to watch. So I hope you appreciate it. The times when the lamb does wiggle, don't panic. It's being a lamb. It's never had this done before. So, but they're all fine. And you saw in the farm tour, everybody's just fine. So, and I wanted to show you real quick because I also forgot the giveaway, I realized. So, giveaway. I don't know what you guys should comment on. Just whatever, maybe what you're looking forward to with the coming holiday season. How's that? Whether it's, who knows what it is, just let me know. Is it the Hallmark Channel? Join me, because I'm already in it. Anyway, giveaway is going to be 3 to 4 ounces. I just did a tiny little bit of Roland, one of the lamb fleeces, who I showed in the mill tour, or I will show in the mill tour. And I was trying to get some up for the shop being open tomorrow, and I will put a very small, his fleece washed was just under 2 pounds. So there's not going to be a ton. I'm going to give away, it'll probably be 3 ounces of his very first lamb fiber. And if a non-hand spinner wins, I will spin it for you, because that's just me wanting to spin some of his fiber. So if you're a hand spinner, you'll win the roving. If you are a yarny non-hand spinner, then you will win yarn that is hand spun by me in no particular fast fashion. But because the holidays are coming up, I'll probably get it done pretty quick. But it is really, really, you guys, it's so nice. It is next to skin. It's a once in a lifetime type of fleece. So anyway, some roving will be up probably Saturday evening. I'll get it up in the website, and Roland, the Shetland sheep, is who you'll be looking for if you're interested in it. So anyway, enjoy the shearing videos. I just wanted to introduce Corey, introduce kind of things to watch for when you're watching her shear, and Cuttlebug I threw his in too, because I couldn't get over what a ham he was. So he literally, his eyes were like closing during his shearing. So anyway, enjoy, you guys. I'll see you at the end of the mill tour and the shearing videos. Enjoy it. Okay, so this is November's Fiber Club, and it is a Corriedale cross, and it was crossed with Rambouillet and Romney. And it was 3 fleeces actually that I blended all together, but it was essentially the same crosses. You can see how lovely, and here it is. We'll back up a little bit off the carder. It's really beautiful, just a stunning white to it, and so soft. And then if we come down, we're finishing up the last little bit of it, so I'll turn her on and you can see the last bit coming out. And we had just enough for this month. So let that finish up. And while that's finishing, we'll walk to the back here. I'll just let you see what's in here now, because we're going to be on a Romney stint for a while here. But we also have some, so here is some alpaca. It's fresh out of the washer, but it is so pretty. It's just like the lightest tint to it. There's some nice dark fawn. And today my washing machine was being a pill, and it was trying to overflow on me. So we had to do some cleaning, extra cleaning that I thought I had been on top of, but apparently. So this is Romney, and more Romney will be coming. I've been washing a lot of Romney. There's a little more alpaca down there, and in the washing machine that is now running correctly and not trying to overflow on me after I cleaned out a lot of gunk and a lot of stinky stuff. Anyway, okay, that's what's happening today. See you in a minute to see what else is happening on another day. Hi guys, meal tour time. Today is like a perfect example of a bomb exploding. I'll show you. And the spinner's on, so hence the noise. I'll pop in there and let you look, but so I don't think I'm carding today, but I'll show you. There's I don't even know. Yeah, there is some stuff on the carder. So this is, I'm doing our Halsey yarn, and this is a really pretty like beige and gray and some light fawn alpaca and a little bit of silk. And just in case we have like some crazy storm coming through for 3 hours or something, getting my pony sopping wet right before the farrier comes probably. So there's the roving coming out. Then over here I just finished up a batch of same roving through the draw frame. This is kind of some excess if I need it for the yarn, and it's a really pretty beigey gray color. So picker, I'm kind of working on that right now as I chug along. Same fibers, and then if we walk over here, we've got a bit of a mess. There's fiber everywhere. These are all the fleeces that I am blending. And actually, this is one that I am washing that some stuff fell out of. Oh, you guys have seen this fleece before. It's a beautiful black Romney. And here's all the wool. There's some of the silk. And here's all the wools I'm using. So there's kind of a darker gray. There's some lighter gray. There is, and the washer's about to beep, some really, there's kind of that beige color. And another bag, and then this is the alpaca I'm using. Just in different increments, and we're gonna, sorry guys if I'm getting ya. My washer's telling me it's time. And I have got 3 different fleeces going in here, and I'll try not to move the camera too much or drop it in the water. So I'm just kind of flipping it and getting it all pushed down. And meanwhile, you can hear the spinner is happily chugging along, I'll knock on wood. But this yarn has been running. It's very high humidity right now. I think in the mill building it's been like 70 to 80 this week, which could lead to some issues, but it seems to be everything's just chugging along, which is great. Sometimes it can be too sticky. You can see how dirty that fleece is. The dark fleeces are a lot harder to skirt too. So we'll shut that. Okay, so I'm washing. I couldn't help myself, and I needed to dig into some of this, and I'm going to show you some more wool from the Shetland, from the babies. But this is Roland. This is his, so this is Shetland. This is his lamb fleece after about 6 months. So you can see he's got some lovely, nice big waves to his fiber. It's really, and it's showing up a little yellow because of the light. There we go, that's a little bit better. And he's got these nice long tendrils there. That's very Shetlandy. So the reason, and this will be most, I'm going to say it's going to be next to skin. Even these long bits are not super scratchy to the feel at this point. So what I'm going to wash this, and hopefully I'll have some fiber up this weekend when this lists, or when this video posts. But somebody asked me recently, why do I shear my Shetlands twice a year? So most sheep are shorn once a year. There are certain breeds, another like Icelandic, you always shear twice a year because of the output of wool. Shetlands, it depends. I only shore half of my sheep. In theory, I shore the lambs and a couple of my more double-coated Shetlands because they do grow more fiber. My single-coated ones, they tend to not get this long tog kind of fiber. So it stays it stays more manageable. But I wanted to show you. So they were born in March. We just shored them in early November. I brought out a ruler for you to see. So there is 7 inches basically to the tip and of that lock. So that's why I shear my more double coated Shetlands twice a year, because they will easily put this out in 6 months. And some of my older ewes that we're putting out more like this, it's not quite as long. It's still probably in the 5 to 6 range for 6 months. So anyway, that is why it just becomes, for me at the mill, if I want to make it into yarn, it becomes more manageable. Even if I'm making it into roving, it's just much more manageable if it is, 7 inches is, 6 inches is my happy place for yarn. 7 inches is doable depending. So anyway, I just wanted to show you, and I'm also doing one little batch of Romney in here because this fleece skirted out is just over 2 pounds, and they don't put a lot out obviously when you're shearing. Even if you get 4 pounds of a Shetland once a year, that's pretty good, but this is about 2 pounds. So we're going to wash this up and hopefully get some carded into fiber this weekend, or for this weekend I should say. This is Patrick, I think, being shorn right now for the first time. And Corey, there's Corey. You guys been getting a ton of rain too?
Getting a what? Oh, well, we got a lot of rain.
Good.
Which has been really, really nice. So,
good.
I got pastures that are greening up. Hayfields that are greened up. Ended up giving us water till almost October.
Oh, that's awesome.
And, by the middle of September, I'm so tired of being jerked around with, we're going to have water this week. No, we won't have water this week. I just turn the water out. I'm done.
That's pretty good that they had it for so long.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Well, everybody buckled down so hard this spring to, make their systems as efficient as they could. And then, when they say things like, well, you're only getting 70% of your water.
Right.
And that was one of the heavy numbers. Well, then, there's a lot of sacrifice ground that ends up happening. So I think they actually ended up being able to store a lot more water than they originally thought was going to happen. But what they did to us on our ditch was they would actually turn the water off to our ditch, and then it would take 3 of my water days. We only get water every other week. It'd take me 3 days out of my 4 to get all the air out of the system so I could water it. So. I'm hoping I won't have to replant a bunch of stuff, but it probably will.
You're gonna look tiny again, dude.
Just feeling good about myself.
I know, right? I was almost as big as the other wethers. I even managed to not make that whole shot your butt, Corey. Not just Corey's butt in the photo. I know. Oh yeah, you can do feet too. You got your clippers, you're set. Handsome boys. She, of course they had her fleece out when I was going to buy sheep from these people, and her fleece was on the table. I'm like, all right, I'll take whoever that is. It's a great selling point. So stoic, Taraji. And she does shear nice, doesn't she? We should have saved her for last. Because the next one's my one that is always got crappy. I know, I was like, she's a champion. Ooh, I love to see her fleece every time. Pretty girl. That you don't have to shear the bellies?
The different hair coats on them.
Yeah.
You know, as long as they're not just a miniature Angora.
He actually, I could probably get away with not even dehairing him. He's really not that. If you don't get the back, you know, if I yank the back out, he's... I don't know. I know there's the 3 levels of them. I can never remember what's what, but...
on the shearer page. That must be 9, 10 years ago now. Someone was talking about the shearing pattern for goats. I went, there's a shearing pattern for goats. I've been shearing them for 20 years, and now you're telling me there's a pattern for them?
Why would it be different? Just
Because goats stand up whenever they want to.
oh,
You know, he's old enough and well behaved enough that he's allowing me to do him right now without.
so most of them will try to pop up on you
Oh yeah.
and bite you. I remember that. Yeah, I remember last time she's like, they bite. He's bit at me once, but not for real. And I think it was when I was doing his feet. So now, Mom, we have this our black alpaca. When I try to do his feet, she comes and tries to attack me, basically. Because they're like BFFs. Yeah, she does not like it. I'll tie him in, and if he starts to struggle, she comes over and starts to try to spit on me. And she wins. She pretty much wins most of the time because I don't have control of her. This is how all goats should behave, guys.
I certainly wouldn't complain about him as much.
He's pretty funny.
He looks like he's loving it.
He's like, take me home, Corey. I love you so much. Take me as payment, Corey. This and 3 roosters.
Kristen would actually probably love it if I brought him a goat.
Aw,
That's a trailer already, so.
that's true. It's empty. Seems weird to take an empty trailer over the mountain. What would the alpaca do without Cuddlebug, though? At least one of them would just be beside herself. He's gonna fall asleep. It's like a goat massage for him. He's fun.
He's not there at all.
All right. That was it. That's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. The Shetland wool. Last night I was going to just, pull eggs and do some of my evening farm chores, and I was like, what if I just skirt one fleece? So that's how I ended up with Roland's fleece here at the mill. I was like, what if I just wash it? It is so beautiful, and there may, I showed you how long it was. I may get a little bit of peeling because those tips were so long that they did start to cut just a tiny bit. So there could be a little bit, and it's just one of the reasons that I decide to shear them every 6 months, because the reality is the longer the wool's on a sheep, the more it's has to weather the elements. It has to weather the sheep themselves, lambs especially, and these fleeces are so beautiful. So I'm excited, and hopefully there'll be a few bumps up on the weekend. So anyway, thank you guys so much. It is the holiday season. I am officially in it at home. I watch the Hallmark Channel basically anytime I'm sitting down, knitting, making, or just relaxing for the night. Christmas movies galore, because you know what? I just love love. I love people loving and enjoying the holidays. So anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful start to your holiday season. I hope to see a few of you on Saturday. In the meantime, be kind to your neighbor, stay healthy, do good things. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you for watching.